Hello everyone, this is Asra Sultana, Assistant Professor in Tripoli Department, working in ISL Engineering College. I am taking the subject Power Systems 2 for Tripoli third year students. So in today's class, I will be telling about zero, positive and negative sequence components of the currents. So we will do some numericals. So these numericals we will divide into two parts. So this class I will be telling few numericals and next class few more numericals. So last class we have seen the symmetrical components in terms of phase currents. So in unsymmetrical faults in third unit we are seeing symmetrical components of unsymmetrical phases, power in terms of symmetrical components, sequence impedance and sequence networks of unloaded generators, sequence impedances of circuit elements, single line to line, double line to ground faults on unloaded generator, unsymmetrical faults of power systems, open circuit faults. So in this third unit, as I said earlier, so your main focus should be on numerical students. But before numericals, you have to know the formulas for zero, negative and positive sequence components of symmetrical and unsymmetrical faults. Hmm? So in second unit, our attention was confined to the analysis of symmetrical faults. That is, all three lines are short circuited. That is triple L, or all three lines are short circuited with an earth connection. That is triple LG. So when such a fault occurs, it gives rise to symmetrical fault currents. That is, fault currents in the three lines are equal in magnitude and displaced from each other by 120 degrees electrical. Although symmetrical faults are the most severe and impose heavy duty on the circuit breakers, yet the analysis of such faults can be made with a fair degree of ease. Because balanced nature of fault will permit to consider only one phase in calculations, conditions in the other two phases will be similar. Great majority of faults on power system are of unsymmetrical in nature, as we know. So only very few faults will be of symmetrical nature. And in symmetrical faults, what we can do? Uh, so if we calculate one fault of first one any line, it can be any R, Y, V phase. So other two phases also similarly we can calculate. But in case of unsymmetrical faults, because it is not unbalanced, we are having unbalanced load, so it is quite difficult, and we have to go for the zero, negative and positive sequence components calculations. Okay. So when such a fault occurs, it gives rise to unsymmetrical currents. That is, magnitude of fault currents in the three lines will be different, having unequal phase displacement. Calculation procedure known as method of symmetrical components is used to determine currents and voltages on the occurrence of an unsymmetrical fault. So we will focus our attention on the analysis of unsymmetrical faults. Those faults on the power system which give rise to unsymmetrical fault currents, that is unequal fault currents in the lines with unequal phase displacements, are known as unsymmetrical faults. So what are unsymmetrical faults? The faults on the power system which give rise to unsymmetrical fault currents are called as unsymmetrical faults. So on the occurrence of an unsymmetrical fault, currents in the three lines will become unequal, and so is the phase displacement among them. So the term unsymmetry applies only to the fault itself and the resulting line currents. So we have to make a note here that the term unsymmetry is applying only to the fault itself and the resulting line currents. So on the occurrence of unsymmetrical fault, currents in the three lines become unequal, and so is the phase displacement among them. However, system impedances and the source voltages are always symmetrical through its main elements, namely generators, transmission lines, synchronous reactors, etc. So there are three ways in which unsymmetrical faults may occur in a power system: line to ground, line to line, double line to ground. Okay. LG, line to ground is called as LG fault, line to line is called as LL fault, and double line to ground is called as LLG fault. So in this diagram, we can see line to ground, line to line, and double line to ground fault. Okay. Line to ground means between any RYB line and ground. Line to line means what? Between RY, YB or RB. Okay. Double line to ground means between two lines and a ground. It can be between RY and ground, YB and ground, and RB and ground. So basically three unsymmetrical faults are there: line to ground, line to line, and double line to ground. Now, solution of these unsymmetrical fault problems can be solved by two methods, that is Kirchhoff's laws or symmetrical components method. So we are going for a symmetrical components method because of following reasons. It is simple method and gives more generality to be given to fault performance studies. So we are going for symmetrical components method. It has more advantages than Kirchhoff's laws. So first one is that why we are preferring the symmetrical components method is that it is a simple method and it will give more generality to be given to fault performance studies. Second one is it provides a useful tool for the protection engineers, particularly in connection with tracing out of fault lengths. So this is a diagram or image of an electronic earth fault indicator. In 1918, Dr. C.L. Fortescue, an American scientist, showed that any unbalanced system of three-phase currents or voltages can be regarded as being composed of three separate set of balanced vectors. So this is nothing but a symmetrical component theory, and this is a general theory and it can be applicable to any three-vector system whose resultant is zero. So what the scientists have shown that any unbalanced system of three-phase currents or voltages may be regarded as being composed of three separate set of balanced vectors, namely positive phase sequence components, negative phase sequence components, and zero phase sequence components. So let us see first one, that is positive phase sequence components. A balanced system of three-phase currents having positive phase sequence are called as positive phase sequence components. So what is a balanced system? Balanced system of three-phase currents implies that three currents are equal in magnitude having 120 degrees phase displacement from each other. Let us see the second one, and negative phase sequence. So a balanced system of three-phase currents having opposite or negative phase sequence are called as negative phase sequence components. Third one, a system of three currents equal in magnitude and having zero phase displacement are called as zero phase sequence components. Positive, negative and zero phase sequence components are called as symmetrical components of the original unbalanced system, and the term symmetrical is appropriate because unbalanced three-phase system has been resolved into three sets of balanced components. Subscripts 1, 2 and 0 are generally used to indicate positive, negative and zero sequence components respectively. So 1, if you are writing subscript 1, then it is for positive sequence components, subscript 2 for negative sequence components, subscript 0 for zero sequence components. For instance, IR0 indicates zero phase sequence components of the current in red phase, and IY1 implies positive phase sequence component of current in yellow phase. So let us now apply the symmetrical, we will see now in the illustration. Let us now apply the symmetrical components theory to an unbalanced three-phase system. Suppose an unsymmetrical fault occurs on three-phase system having phase sequence RYB. According to symmetrical components theory, resulting unbalanced currents IR, IY and IB can be resolved into that is positive and negative and zero sequence components. So let us see the first one. Can be resolved into a balanced system of three-phase currents IR1, IY1, IB1 having positive phase sequence, that is RYB. The sequence is here RYB. For positive sequence components, sequence is RYB. For negative sequence components, it is RBY. So balanced system of three-phase currents IR2, IY2, IB2 having negative phase sequence components. RBY is also we have seen in the figure, and these are negative phase sequence components. And third one is system of three currents IR0, IY0, IB0 equal in magnitude with zero phase displacement from each other is shown in the third figure, and these are the zero phase sequence components. So first figure is showing positive phase sequence component, second is showing negative phase sequence component, third is showing zero phase sequence components. Current in any phase will be equal to vector sum of positive, negative and zero sequence components in that phase. That is IR is IR1 plus IR2 plus IR0, IY is IY1 plus IY2 plus IY0, IB is IB1 plus IB2 plus IB0. Or we can say that IR is a vector, these are all vectors. So IR is a vector addition of IR1, IR2, IR0. IY is vector addition of IY1, IB2, IY2, IB0. IB is vector addition of IB1, IB2, IB0. So following points can be noted. First one is positive phase sequence currents IR1, IY1, IB1, negative phase sequence currents IR2, IY2, IB2, and zero phase sequence currents IR0, IY0, IB0 separately form a balanced system of currents. Hence, they are called as symmetrical components of unbalanced system. The symmetrical component theory applies equally to three-phase currents and voltages, both phase and line values. Symmetrical components do not have separate existence. They are only mathematical components of unbalanced currents or voltages which will actually flow in the system. And in a balanced three-phase system, negative and zero phase sequence currents are zero. So we have seen operator A also. So what is operator A? So as the symmetrical component theory involves the concept of 120 degrees displacement in the positive sequence set and negative sequence set, therefore it is desirable to evolve some operator which will cause 120 degrees rotation. So for this purpose, operator A is used. So symbol H or lambda can also be used instead of A symbol. So let us see the definition of operator A. Operator A is one which when multiplied to a vector rotates the vector through 120 degrees in the anticlockwise direction. It is just like an operator J rotates a vector through 90 degrees in the anticlockwise direction. So instead of 90 degrees for J, here for A operator it is 120 degrees in anticlockwise rotation. So what is operator A? Operator A is one which when multiplied to a vector rotates the vector through 120 degrees in anticlockwise direction. So let us consider the vector I represented by OA in figure. So let us consider vector I which is represented by OA. So if this vector is multiplied by operator A, vector is rotated through 120 degrees in the anticlockwise direction and it will assume the position OB. So vector OA which is represented by I is multiplied by A. So it is represented by OB which is displaced from this OA by an angle of 120 degrees. So AI is equal to I angle 120 degrees which is polar and we are converting it to exponential. So it will become I into cos 120 plus j sin 120 degrees. Similarly, so cos 120 is minus 0.5 and sin 120 is 0.866. So A will be equal to II gets cancelled. So A will be equal to minus 0.5 plus j 0.866. If the vector assuming position OB is multiplied by operator A, vector is further rotated through 120 degrees in the anticlockwise direction and it will assume the position OC. So what we are doing, if the vector OB is multiplied by again A, so it is becoming A square I and it is represented by OC and displaced from this OB by an angle of 120 degrees. So if the vector assuming position OB is multiplied by operator A, vector is further rotated through 120 degrees in the anticlockwise direction and it will assume the position OC. So it will become now A square I is equal to I angle 240. That is, it can be written as I into cos 240 plus j sin 240 and cos 240 value is minus 0.5 and sin 240 value is minus 0.866. I gets cancelled, A square is minus 0.5 minus j 0.866. So operator A square will turn the vector through 240 degrees in the anti-clockwise direction and this is the same as turning the vector through 120 degrees in clockwise direction. A square I is equal to I angle minus 120 and similarly A cube I is I angle 360 or I into cos 360 plus j sin 360 A cube is equal to I. Properties of A, operator A. So when we add the expression, we will get a equation here that is 1 plus A square is 0 and we subtract the expression, then we will get the expression as A minus A square is j root 3. These are the two properties of operator A. Symmetrical components in terms of phase currents. Unbalanced phase currents in a three-phase system can be expressed in terms of symmetrical components as IR is equal to IR1 plus IR2 plus IR0. IY is IY1 plus IY2 plus IY0. IB is IB1 plus IB2 plus IB0. And these are their diagrams. Okay. For positive, negative and zero sequence components respectively. This is the sequence RYB and this is the RBY and this is having zero phase displacement between IR, IY and IB. So this figure shows the vector representation of symmetrical component. It is usually profitable in calculations to express the symmetrical components in terms of unbalanced phase currents. So we will express symmetrical components of R phase in terms of phase currents IR, IY and IB. And for this purpose express all symmetrical components of Y and B phases in terms of symmetrical components of R phase by means of operator A. So we have to note the point here that positive sequence set can be expressed in terms of IR1 by means of operator A, and positive sequence current IB1 in phase B leads IR1 by 120 degrees, and therefore IB1 is AIR1. Similarly, positive sequence current in phase Y is 240 degrees ahead of IR1, so that IY1 is A square IR1. In an exactly similar manner, negative sequence set can be expressed in terms of IR2 by means of operator A, and so from the figures we can write that values of IR, IY and IB as IR is equal to IR1 plus IR2 plus IR0, IY is IY1 plus IY2 plus IY0, IY1 is equal to A square IR1 and IY2 is AIR2 and IY0 is IR0. So IY is becoming A square IR1 plus AIR2 plus IR0. IB equal to IB1 plus IB2 plus IB0. So IB1 is AIR1, IB2 is A square IR2 and IB0 is IR0. So IB equal to AIR1 plus A square IR2 plus IR0. So zero sequence current, and by adding these three expressions we can find the value of IR plus IY plus IB as IR1 into 1 plus A square plus A plus IR2 into 1 plus A plus A square plus 3 IR0. 1 plus A square is equal to 0. So from the properties of operator A. So these two terms are becoming 0 and remaining term is only 3 IR0. So now IR0 will become 1 by third times IR plus IY plus IB. As the red phase is always taken as reference phase, therefore subscript R is usually omitted. So I0, I know instead of IR0, so instead of IR0, we are taking only I0, that is I0 is 1 by 3 times and the IR plus IY plus IB. So here vectors, these are all vector students. So second is positive sequence current. So multiply expression 2 by A and expression 3 by A square and adding these to equation 1. So IR plus AIY plus A square IB is equal to 3 IR1. So after substitutions and all, A power 4 is becoming A cube into A cube is 1. So A plus 1 plus A square is 0. And here it is 1 plus A cube is 1. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 3. So this is 3 IR1 and this is 0 and this is 0. So remaining is 3 IR1. So IR1 is equal to 1 by 3 times IR plus AIY plus A square IB. So omitting the subscript R, we can write I1 as 1 by 3 into IR plus AIY plus A square IB. Now negative sequence current, multiplying expression 2 by A square, expression 3 by A and then adding these two expression 1. So IR plus A square IY plus AIB equal to IR1 into 1 plus A power 4 plus A square plus IR2 into 1 plus A cube plus IR0 into 1 plus A square plus A. So this term is 0, this term is 0 and remaining is only 3 into IR2. So now IR2 is 1 by 3 times IR plus A square IY plus AIB, or so we have to remove this R from this term. So I2 will become I 1 by 3 into IR plus A square IY plus AIB. So following points can be noted here. So that is currents I1, I2 and I0 are the symmetrical components of R phase, and because of the symmetry of each set, symmetrical components of yellow and blue phases can be easily known. So although the treatment has been made considering currents, method applies equally to voltages. Thus the symmetrical voltage components of R phase in terms of phase voltages shall be E naught is 1 by 3 ER plus EY plus EB, E1 is 1 by 3 times ER plus AEY plus A square EB, and E2 is 1 by 3 times ER plus A square EY plus AEB. So let us see some facts about sequence currents. So it is desirable to that the following facts we have to know about the following facts about positive, negative, and zero phase sequence currents. First one is balanced three-phase system consists of positive sequence components only. Negative and zero sequence components will be zero. Presence of negative or zero sequence currents in a three-phase system introduces unsymmetry and it is indicative of an abnormal condition of the circuit in which these components are found. Third one is vector sum of the positive and negative sequence currents of an unbalanced three-phase system is zero and the resultant solely consists of three zero sequence currents. That is, vector sum of all sequence currents in a three-phase balanced system is equal to IR0 plus IY0 plus IB0. Next point is, in a three-phase four-wire unbalanced system, magnitude of zero sequence components is one-third of the current in the neutral wire. That is, zero sequence current is one-third of current in neutral wire. So, in the absence of path through the neutral of a three-phase system, neutral current is zero and the line currents contain no zero sequence components. Delta connected load will provide no path to the neutral and the line currents flowing to delta connected load can contain no zero sequence components. Next point is, in a three-phase unbalanced system, magnitude of negative sequence components cannot exceed that of the positive sequence components. If the negative sequence components were the greater, phase sequence of the resultant system would be reversed. Current of a single phase load drawn from a three-phase system comprises equal positive, negative and zero sequence components. Let us see the numericals based on this topic. That is zero positive and negative sequence components of currents we are going to see. So first one is proof that 1 minus a square by a minus a square is minus a. Second is 1 minus a by 1 plus a square is 1 minus a square. Let us see the solution. 1 minus a square by a minus a square is equal to, can be written as, see, this is in the form of a square minus b square. A square minus b square can be written as a plus b into a minus b. That is, a is 1 here, b is a. So 1 plus a into 1 minus a divided by a common we can take here and it is becoming 1 minus a. So 1 minus a gets cancelled, remaining is 1 plus a by a. So 1 plus a can be written as minus a square, because this is the property of operator a, that is 1 plus a square is 0. So from this what we can write 1 plus a as minus a square. So numerator is becoming minus a square and denominator is a. So a gets cancelled, remaining is minus a. So let us, we have proved the first bit, that is 1 minus a square by a minus a square is minus a. Let us see the second one. 1 minus a by 1 plus a square is equal to, we can write this as 1 minus a divided by 1 plus a square can be written as, from this equation, minus a. So 1 minus a in the numerator as it is and in the denominator 1 plus a square can be written as minus a. Okay. So numerator, dividing the numerator and denominator by minus a square. So 1 minus a into minus a square divided by minus a into minus a square. So now it is becoming what? Minus a square plus a cube divided by a cube. So this is becoming 1 minus a square. So in a three-phase four-wire system, currents in R, Y and B lines under abnormal conditions of loadings are as under. IR is 100 angle 30 degrees amperes, IY is 50 angle 300 degrees amperes and IB is 30 angle 180 degrees amperes. Calculate the positive, negative and zero sequence currents in the R line and return current in the neutral wire. So let us see the solution here. Let I0, I1 and I2 be the zero, positive and negative sequence currents respectively of the line current in red line. So we have just now derived these equations for I0, I1 and I2. So I0 is equal to 1 by 3 times IR plus IY plus IB. Okay, IR is given as 100 angle 30, IY is given as 50 angle 300 and IB is given as 30 angle 180. So substitute the values of IR, IY and IB in this equation. So now what we are doing here, converting polar to rectangular, because so as I said many times, addition and subtraction should be done in rectangular form. Multiplication and division should be done in polar form. So we are converting polar to rectangular from in the calculator. So in the scientific calculator, we will be having a direct option of converting polar to rectangular and rectangular to polar. So there we have converted this polar to rectangular, all the values, and added them and divided them by 3. So in the rectangular form, I naught value is 27.2 plus j 2.23, and converting this rectangular to polar, its value is 27.29 angle 4.68 degree amperes. Similarly, calculate I1 and I2. We have calculated here I naught. So now we are calculating I1 and I2. I1 value is 1 by 3 times IR plus AIY plus A square IB. So A value is 1 angle 20 degrees. Okay. So substitute the values of IR, IY, IB and A. So if it is A, 1 angle 120 degrees you take it. If it is A square, 1 angle minus 120 degrees. Okay. Then again same thing, converting polar to rectangular, adding all the terms of real and real parts at one place and imaginary part at one place. Then converting this rectangular to polar. So we are getting the value of I1 in rectangular form as 42.2 plus j 39.76, and in polar form its value is 57.98 angle 43.3 degree amperes. So now calculating I2. I2 is 1 by 3 times IR plus A square IY plus AIB. So all these things we have derived just now. Okay, we have seen them. So now substitute the values of IR, IY, IB from the question, and A value, A square is 1 angle minus 120 and A value is 1 angle 120. If it is A, take it as A 1 angle 120, A square, take it as 1 angle minus 120. So substitution, conversion of polar to rectangular, adding all the values of real and imaginary parts, and we are going to get the value of I2 as 17.2 plus J8 in rectangular form and 18.96 angle 24.9 degree in polar form. So current in the neutral wire IR is equal to IR plus IY plus IB, that is 81.6 plus J 6.7. Converting it to polar form, it is becoming 81.87 angle 4.7 degree amperes. Let us see the next numerical. Currents in a three-phase unbalanced system are IR is 12 plus J 6 ampere, IY is 12 minus J 12 ampere, IB is minus 15 plus J 10 amps. The phase sequence is RYB. Calculate the zero, positive and negative sequence components of the currents. So let us see in the red phase. Zero phase sequence components IR0. IR0 is equal to 1 by 3 IR 1 by 3 times IR plus IY plus IB. So IR, IY, IB are given in rectangular form, so you can directly add them. 12 plus 12 is 24. 24 minus 15 is 9. And J6 minus J12 is minus J6. Minus J6 plus J10 will be J4. Okay. So directly we are adding them and dividing it by 3. And so again, this is zero phase sequence component. Now in the positive phase sequence component, IR1 will be equal to 1 by 3 times IR plus AIY plus A square IB. So A value you take it as minus 0.5 plus J 0.866, and A square value is minus 0.5 minus J 0.86. So already we derived these values. Okay. So A value is in rectangular form minus 0.5 plus J 0.866, and A square value is minus 0.5 minus J 0.866. So add these values, divided by 3. We are going to get the value of positive phase sequence components as 10.85 plus J 10.13 amps. Negative phase sequence components IR2 equal to 1 by 3 times IR plus A square IY plus AIB. Substitute values. So we are going to get the value for negative phase sequence components as minus 1.85 minus J 5.47 amperes. In yellow phase, so it was for red phase we have done. Now for Y and B phase also we have to do it. Okay. So in again Y phase, zero phase sequence components IY0 is IR0, that is 3 plus J 1.33 amps, and positive phase sequence components is IY1 is equal to A square IR1. Substitute A square value and IR1 value. Convert the rectangular to polar and multiply it. Then convert back to rectangular. So its value is 3.35 minus J 14.4 amperes. Negative phase sequence components is I by 2 is AIR2, that is A value is minus 0.5 plus J 0.866, IR2 value is minus 1.85 minus J 5.47. So multiplying conversions and all, then we are going to get the value for I by 2 as 5.7 plus J 1.13 amps. In blue phase or B phase, zero phase sequence component is IB0 is IY0 is IR0, that is 3 plus J 1.33 amps, and positive phase sequence component is IB1 as A square into IR1. A square value is minus 0.5 plus J 0.866. IR1 value is 10.85 plus J 10.13. So its final value will become minus 14.2 plus J 4.31 amps. Negative phase sequence component is IB2 is equal to A square IR2. A square is minus 0.5 minus J 0.866 and IR2 value is minus 1.85 minus J 5.47. So answer will be minus 3.82 plus J 4.34 amps. Let us see next numerical. The sequence voltages in the red phase are as under. ER0 is 100 volts, ER1 is 200 minus J 100 volts, ER2 is minus 100 volts. Find the phase voltages ER, EY and EB. So let us see the solution. In the polar form, we have ER0 as 100 angle 0, ER1 will be 223.6 angle 26.56 degree volt, ER2 will be 100 angle 180 degree volt. So we are converting these rectangular forms into polar forms. So directly in the calculator we can do it. ER is equal to ER0 plus ER1 plus ER2. Adding the values 100 plus 200 minus J100 plus minus 100. These values 100 plus 200 minus J100 because we are adding here, so do it in rectangular form. Okay, addition subtraction should be done in rectangular form, multiplication division should be done in polar form. Okay, so what we will get answer here, 100 plus 200 minus 100 means 200 minus J100. So converting this rectangular form to polar form, 223.6 angle minus 26.56 degrees volts. Similarly, calculating EY and EB. EY will be equal to ER0 plus A square ER1 plus A ER2. ER0 is 100 angle 0 plus A square in polar form is 1 angle 240 degrees into ER1 is 223.6 angle minus 26.56 degree plus A value is 1 angle 120 degrees into ER2 is 100 angle 180. So converting these polars to rectangular forms and adding them. So we are going to get the value of EY as minus 36.58 minus J 209.8 and converting it to polar form 213 angle minus 99.89 degree volt. Next we are calculating EB. EB is equal to ER0 plus A ER1 plus A square ER2. ER0 is 100 angle 0, A value is 1 angle 120 degrees, ER1 is 223.6 angle minus 26.56 degree plus A square is 1 angle 240 degree, ER2 value is 100 angle 180 degree. So converting these polar forms to rectangular forms and adding them, so we are going to get the value of EB in rectangular form as 136.6 plus J 309.8 and converting it to polar form, so 338.57 angle 66.2 degree volt. Let us see next numerical. The zero and positive sequence components of red phase are as under. ER0 is 0.5 minus J 0.866 volts, ER1 is 2 angle 0 volt. If the phase voltage ER is 3 angle 0 volt, find the negative sequence components of red phase and the phase voltages EY and EB. Let us see the solution. ER is equal to ER0 plus ER1 plus ER2. ER is given as 3. ER0 is 0.5 minus J 0.866. ER1 is 2 and ER2 we don't know. So negative sequence component in our phase is ER2 is 0.5 plus J 0.866. So that we are calculating now, that is 1 angle 60 degree volt. In polar form, ER0 is 0.5 minus J 0.866, that is converting rectangular to polar, it is becoming 1 angle minus 60 degrees. EY is ER0 plus A square ER1 plus A ER2. So it is 1 angle minus 60 degrees plus 1 angle 240 into 2 angle 0 plus 1 angle 120 into 1 angle 60. So converting this polar into rectangular forms and adding them. So we are going to get the value of EY as minus 1.5 minus J 2.598, and converting into polar form we will get the value as 3 angle minus 120 degree volt. EB is equal to ER0 plus A ER1 plus A square ER2. So now the values are 1 angle minus 60 degree is ER0, A value is 1 angle 120 degrees, ER1 value is 2 angle 0, A square is 1 angle 240, ER2 is 1 angle 60. So converting all these polars to rectangular, so answer we will get as 0 volt. Let us see the next numerical. Current from neutral to ground connection is 12 amps. Calculate the zero phase sequence components in phases. So let us see the solution. We know that zero sequence components in all phases have the same value, and that each component is equal to 1/3 the current in neutral wire. So 1/3 into 12. 4 amps is the zero phase sequence current in each phase. Next numerical. A balanced star connected load takes 90 amps from a balanced 3-phase 4-wire supply. If the fuses in the Y and B phases are removed, find the symmetrical components of the line currents. First one is before the fuses are removed, second is after the fuses are removed. Let us see the first one, before the removal of fuses. Solution. Before fuses are removed from R and Y and B lines, system is balanced and the current in each line is 90 amps. So IR is 90 angle 0 degree ampere, IY is 90 angle 240 degree ampere, and IB is 90 angle 120 degree ampere. Since the system is balanced, it will have only positive sequence current, that is negative sequence and zero sequence components will be 0 in the 3 lines, and this can be easily established. So this is the diagram showing 3 phases R, I and B, and the current through them is IR, IY and IB. These are the fuses here in Y and B phases. IR0 is equal to IY0 is IB0, that is 1/3 of IR plus IY plus IB. So after substitution we will get the value of IR0 as 0 amps. Zero sequence components in 3 lines will be 0. Okay. So IR2 is now 1/3 of IR plus A square IY plus AIB. So it is 0. IY2 is also 0, IB2 is also 0. Hence, negative sequence components in 3 lines are also 0. It can be easily shown that 3 positive phase sequence components will have the following values, that is IR1 is equal to IR is equal to 90 angle 0 degrees, IY1 is IY is equal to 90 angle 240 degrees, IB1 is IB equal to 90 angle 120 degrees. So this is before removal of fuses. Now we will see after removal of fuses. So whenever the fuses are removed in Y and B phases, system will become unbalanced with line currents as IR is 90 angle 0 degree and IY and IB are 0 amperes. The sequence currents in the 3 lines can be found out as IR0 is IY0 is IB0, that is 1/3 of IR plus IY plus IB, that is 1/3 of 90 angle 0 plus 0 plus 0, that is 30 angle 0 amperes. Zero sequence current in each line will be 30 angle 0 amperes. IR1 is 1/3 of IR plus A IY plus A square IB. Substitute the values, so we will get 30 angle 0 amperes. IY1 is 30 angle 240 degree amperes. IB1 30 angle 120 degree ampere, and IR2 is 1/3 of IR plus A square IY plus AIB. So it is 30 angle 0 amperes. IY2 is 30 angle 120. IB2 is 30 angle 240 degree ampere. So we may wonder how sequence currents can flow in the yellow and blue lines when fuses are removed in them. The answer is that these components do not have separate existence. They are only the mathematical components of the current which does exist. So current in the yellow line is 0, and this is readily established from its sequence components IY as IY0 plus IY1 plus IY2, and adding these two we will get the answer as 0. Similarly, it can be proved that sum of sequence currents in the blue line is 0, and that is what the circuit reveals. Let us see the next numerical. A 3-phase 4-wire system supplies loads which are unequally distributed in the 3 phases. An analysis of the current flowing in R, Y and B lines shows that in R line, positive phase sequence component is 200 angle 0 degree ampere and the negative phase sequence component is 100 angle 60 degree ampere. The total observed current flowing back to the supply in the neutral conductor is 300 angle 300 degree ampere. Calculate the currents in the three lines. So let us see the solution. Zero phase sequence current in R line is IR0 is 1 by 3 into current in neutral wire, that is 1 by 3 into current in neutral wire is given in the question as in the example as 300 angle 300 degree. So 300 by 3 is 100 and angle is 300 degree amperes. So positive say phase sequence current in R line is IR1 is 200 angle 0 degree ampere. Negative phase sequence current in R line is IR2 is 100 angle 60 degree ampere. Current in R line is IR equal to IR0 plus IR1 plus IR2, and after substitution of this and in polar and converting into rectangular, we are going to get it as 300 angle 0 degree ampere. Please make a note of all these numericals. These are very important. You may get this for long questions. Okay. In the LAQs, you may get these numericals. Current in Y line IY is IR0 plus A square IR1 plus AIY2. Substitute all the values, converting rectangular polar to rectangulars. So minus 150 minus J to 59.8 in rectangular form, and in polar form we are getting it as 300 angle minus 120 degree amperes. Current in B line IB is IR0 plus AIR1 plus A square IR2. So in rectangular form or whatever, it is 0 amperes. Next numerical. One conductor of a three-phase line is open. Current flowing to the delta connected load through the line R is 10 amperes. With the current in line R as reference and assuming that line B is open, find the symmetrical components of the line currents. Line currents are IR is 10 angle 0 degree amperes, IY is 10 angle 180 degree ampere, IB is 0 amperes. So in R line, IR0, IR1 and IR2 we are calculating. IR0 we are getting as 0 amperes, IR1 as 5.78 angle minus 30 degree ampere and IR2 as 5.78 angle 30 degree ampere. In Y line, IY0 is 0 amperes, IY1 is 5.78 angle minus 150 degree ampere and IY2 is 5.78 angle 150 degree ampere. Similarly for B line, IB0 is 0 amperes, IB1 is 5.78 angle 90 degree ampere, IB2 is 5.78 angle minus 90 degree ampere. So separately we are finding out all the components of R, Y and B lines. Okay. So we have to note a point here that components IB1 and IB2 have finite values although the line B is open and can carry no net current. So sum of IB1 and IB2 is 0. However, sum of components in line R is 10 angle 0 degree amperes and sum of currents in Y line is 10 angle 180 degree ampere. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you students. Now, so this is the part 1 we have seen for numericals. Okay. So part 2 also I will make it, and tomorrow I will post the lecture on these numericals. These are very important students. So all of you please make a note of all the numericals. So this I am taking from the textbook Principles of Power System by B.K. Mehta. So I am following this book. So Vadhva, C.L. Vadhva also, Principles of Power System or Power Systems by C.L. Vadhva is there. Na? So that also you can follow students. So these two are the standard books for Power System 2 subject. Follow these textbooks and then you will gain a lot of knowledge. And for exam point of view also, these are beneficial. Okay, watch the video from start till the end. Subscribe all the channels of all the faculty members. Thank you students for watching the video.